All right, today we're going to bust one of the biggest money myths out there. We're going to talk about the real, proven, two-step path to actually building wealth.
So, let's start with a big one. It's a question I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. Man, if I just had a higher salary, I'd finally get ahead, right? I mean, it just seems like basic math. But as we're about to see, the numbers tell a really different and kind of surprising story. There's a trap here, and a lot of high earners fall right into it.
Okay, so check out this number, 1 in 3. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It's a pretty shocking statistic, and it points to this huge gap between what people earn and what they actually get to keep. So 1 in 3, what?
Yep, you heard that right. A full third of American households pulling in a pretty hefty $150,000 a year are still broke. So the big takeaway here is that just making more money, well, it often doesn't actually make you rich. And you know why, right? It's that classic thing called lifestyle creep. As our income goes up, our spending just seems to rise right along with it. Plus, let's be real, we're in this constant battle for every dollar we make. You've got algorithms, you've got advertisers, all getting smarter and smarter at getting us to spend it all. So if earning more isn't the silver bullet, what is?
Well, the answer is actually a really simple but super powerful idea. Pay yourself first. Now, this is not about complicated budgets or having superhuman willpower. No, it's all about building a system. A system where you automatically, and that's the key word, automatically invest a piece of your income for your future self before you even have a chance to touch it.
You know, here's a really great way to picture this. The people who truly build wealth, they basically keep the first hour of their income every single day. Think about that. Before a single bill gets paid, before that morning coffee, before anything else. That first slice, that's for them. They don't just wait around to see what's left at the end of the month. No way. They pay themselves first, period.
And again, that key word is automatic. I mean, just think about it for a second. The government doesn't wait around and politely ask you for your taxes at the end of the month, right? Of course not. They take it out automatically, right from your paycheck. You've got to treat your future self with that exact same level of importance. Just set up an automatic transfer to your investment accounts, and boom, you've created a system that does the heavy lifting for you. You just learn to live on the rest. No discipline needed, no crazy spreadsheets, just a simple system.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, this is basically the blueprint. It's been proven to work by hundreds of thousands of regular, everyday people who became millionaires. And the formula? It's shockingly simple. You save 14% of your gross income, you grab any and all employer match you can get, that's free money, and you invest it for growth. You know, something like a 70% stock, 30% bond mix, and that's it, seriously. This is a formula, not some kind of financial fantasy.
All right, so we've got our first escalator to wealth, automatic investing in the stock market. Easy enough. But there's a second huge wealth escalator. And this one, oh boy. This one is at the heart of one of the biggest, most heated financial debates happening right now. Of course, I'm talking about the great rent versus buy debate. I'm sure you've heard the arguments, right? Oh, renting is way smarter. It gives you flexibility, and you can just invest the difference. That's the common advice. But when you look at the cold, hard data on how wealth is actually created, you find a really powerful counterargument that buying a home is a primary escalator to wealth.
So let's throw another number out there. And this one is a big one. 40 times. Just 40. This one data point just slices right through all the noise in that whole debate. So what on earth could be 40 times different? Get this. The average net worth of a homeowner in America is around $400,000. And for a renter, it's just 10 grand. That's it. That's a 40-to-1 difference. It's absolutely staggering. And the key argument here is that this isn't just some random correlation. It's that owning a home is a direct cause of building that wealth.
And the sheer scale of this wealth creation, I mean, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. We are talking about $34 trillion. Yeah, trillion with a T.
That's how much wealth is tied up in home equity right now in America. And look, this isn't some old, dusty, historical trend we're talking about. That number has shot up by 90% in just the past few years, since before COVID. It's literally one of the biggest wealth creation events of our entire lifetime.
Okay, I can hear you now. But what about all the extra costs? The taxes, insurance, repairs? And that's a fair question. But here's the reality check. When you rent, who do you think pays for all that stuff? You do. Your landlord isn't running a charity. They're running a business.
And you can bet that every single one of those costs is baked right into that monthly rent check you write.
And this brings us to the real superpower of owning a home, something called leverage. See, with stocks, if you invest $1, you've got $1 working for you. But with a house, you get to control a huge asset with just a small down payment. So let's say you put down $40,000 to buy a $200,000 house. Now, if that house doubles in value to $400,000, you've just made a $200,000 profit on your original $40 grand. That's a 500% return. You just can't do that with a typical index fund.
And believe it or not, the benefits don't even stop there. In the US, you can often sell your home and walk away with hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit completely tax-free. Plus, every single mortgage payment you make is like a forced savings account. It's building your equity. You get to lock in your housing cost, which is huge when rents all around you keep going up and up. And, maybe most importantly, this is how generational wealth gets built and passed down, time and time again.
So this brings us to what is maybe the biggest, most fatal flaw in that whole renting is better argument. The entire theory depends on one thing, that renters will take all that money they save and diligently invest it. But let's be honest, in the real world, that almost never happens. People just tend to spend what they have, and that so-called extra money just disappears into their lifestyle.
So, when you boil it all down, there are really two main escalators to building wealth. Escalator number 1, the stock market. You get on it by using an automatic system to invest consistently, especially in those great tax-advantaged accounts. And escalator number 2, real estate. You get on that one by owning your home and building equity with every single payment.
And that really leaves us with one last simple question to chew on. Every single month, you're writing a big check for housing. We all are. So the only real question is this: is that check building your equity, building your family's future, or is it just building your landlord's? The choice, when you think about it, is yours.